Welcome to the Airgun Show. We've got a very special gun on test this week, the limited edition Daystate Genus. But before that, we're joining Andy Watkins on a pest control session.
Well, I've popped down onto one of the dairy farms today, and there's quite a lot of pigeons again roosted up in the cattle sheds, defecating in the feed and just making a real mess. So we've got the Rotex RM8 out today. Yeah, 8-shot magazine. We're going to need that today because we've just had a peep in the barn and there's a lot of birds around, so don't really want to do too much more talking. I want to get straight to shooting. I'm not going to bother with a face veil or anything today. These birds are used to people around, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Controlling pest birds in England is currently hampered by the revocation of general licences. If you need to control pest birds that are not currently covered by general licence, you can apply to Natural England for an individual licence.
There's a lot of birds over on that rafter there. I'm going to see if I can get a few shots off. Well, that's one down. There's a load still sat there, so I'm going to see if I can just keep shooting them.
Andy's off to a good start. Apart from stealing feed, these birds also pose a disease risk by defecating in troughs and pretty much everywhere else, so the aim is to shoot as many as possible.
This gun's so quiet. The pigeons just don't know what's going on. They're dropping, and the rest are just sitting there. Whether it's because the gun's quiet, or they're used to people, or they're just a bit thick, I don't know. Either way, we're doing a good job. The shed behind me often has quite a few in, and I think it'd be a good idea to shoot them from the outside because we can use the gate as a rest, and I'll have a good view of all the girders in the roof, so that's where the pigeons generally sit, and that's also good because it's a solid backstop. Some of the shots you'll see it doesn't look like there's a solid backstop. That's because Tom, the cameraman who's standing behind, has moved to a position where it's better for him to see, and my view can be completely different to his.
The presence of livestock makes this a perfect scenario for using an airgun. Andy's quiet pest control barely causes a stir, and if anything, these cows are a bit too inquisitive.
You have to barrel on the end and just lazy. We had another few there in quick succession. Starting to build up a bit of a bag now. We're just going to walk around the back of the sheds now because I've shot all the pigeons that are on the girders this side, but there may well be some others the opposite side, and we know that from past experience, thinking that we've shot them all and then gone around the other side and there's been another 10, 20.
Feral pigeons around farms are nothing like as wary as their wild counterparts out in the open field, partly because they are used to constant disturbance.
Just spotted a pigeon on one of the gates. I'm going to give it a quick laze, see the range. 38 yards. That was a nice one.
Andy's bag is building steadily now, but there are still plenty of feral pigeons and collared doves to be shot on this farm. This one is stuck on the roof for now, but rest assured, Andy will be clearing up at the end of the session.
Happy with that. We're just going to keep on walking around the sheds and shooting any other pigeons that fly in. So with these birds, I'm head shooting them wherever possible. Just means for a humane, instant, guaranteed kill, and if you miss, the bird gets away unscathed. There are times where I do take body shots. These aren't wood pigeons, these are more of a feral pigeon, so there's a lot less meat through them, so generally body shots do just as good a job as well. So if I'm unsure whether the girder's covering the whole pigeon or whether there could be a deflection into the roof, then I'll go for a body shot just because I know the pellet won't pass all the way through. There we have it then, we've got 12 here and another little pile around the corner, so altogether we've probably got 17 or 18. It's been a cracking day, some really good shooting. The guns performed well. Having that quick multi-shot magazine has been excellent, especially for the couple of times that I needed follow-up shots. So yeah, thank you for watching.
Andy Watkins cracking down on the farmyard pests there. And now, it's the Airgun Show news.
This is the Airgun Show news. The general licences might not have been fixed yet, but already one of the new licences is under threat. The Wild Justice campaign group has challenged the licence for the control of carrion crows. In a clear attack on shooting, they said pheasants should be removed from the list of livestock species that crows can be culled to protect. Meanwhile, DEFRA still hasn't produced the rest of the new set of general licences, though it says it will announce the next steps shortly. Who will be the next Prime Minister? Theresa May has stepped down and a host of candidates aim to replace her, but it's not clear who would be a defender of the shooting sports and a friend of the countryside in general. To help solve that, the Countryside Alliance has launched a survey asking people what rural issues the next Prime Minister should focus on, and whether life in the countryside has improved in the last 5 years. The results will be sent to all Conservative leadership candidates. To complete the survey, just head to the address on screen now. All eyes are turning to Hatfield House for the Game Fair, which is now just 6 weeks away. Already confirmed for the event are have-a-go areas and airgun ranges where the likes of Crosman, FX and Kral will show off their latest guns. There'll also be the chance to test out night vision in the show's dark tunnel, and on top of that there's a viewing platform where you can test out optics brands. Don't forget that Airgun Shooter magazine will be on location too. For more information or to buy tickets, head to the Game Fair website. And finally, don't miss the summer special issue of Airgun Shooter, out today. This one's packed with tips to help you fine-tune every aspect of your shooting setup, from gun to scope to ammo and technique too. Meanwhile, Brocock's revamped Bantam gets a thorough test, as does the FX Impact Mark II. And Matt Manning heads on a woodland walkabout to show you how to bag bushy tails. Issue 124 of Airgun Shooter is in good newsagents now. That was the Airgun Show news.
Limited edition airguns from Daystate usually cause quite a stir, and I've got a really special one on the bench this week. This is the Genus, a commemorative airgun produced to mark the business's 40th anniversary. It retails for £1,849 and the production run is limited to just 200 guns, 100 of which are in the UK, so it is pretty exclusive. The Genus is based on the Huntsman Regal XL, which is clear to see, although there are some obvious differences. And the most obvious one has to be the stock. It's made from a nice laminate with contrasting caps and eye-catching gold spacers. The long forend is of the Schnabel design, which I really like. The forend features long panels of fish scale checkering, which look and feel very nice. The same checkering is also present on both sides of the pistol grip, which is contoured to accommodate either a thumb up or a thumb round hold. The base of the pistol grip is inset with a commemorative medallion to mark that 40th anniversary. The Genus really is equipped with an excellent handle. Working back along the dedicated right-handed stock, there's a very defined cheek piece with a high comb that makes it perfect for scope use. The stock is finished with a very basic, but still very comfortable, soft rubber butt pad, which makes for a really snug fit in the shoulder. The Genus is a fairly compact 100 centimetres long with the supplied silencer fitted, and it tips the scales at just over 3 kilos. Being relatively light, it's a fairly comfortable gun to carry around, and its excellent stock and great balance make it a real joy to shoot. In the shoulder, it feels like a classic sporter. Daystate tends to turn out extremely cleanly finished airguns, and that's certainly the case with the Genus. The metalwork of the silencer, barrel shroud and breech block is finished in gold, which, thanks to its matte finish, looks really classy. The breech block also features another emblem to mark that all-important 40th anniversary. The attention to detail is extremely impressive, and I particularly like the venting at the rear of the barrel shroud. At the end of that shroud, which also features its own integral reflex sound suppressor, sits a compact version of Daystate's new 0 dB silencer. It's a very sleek setup, but it still does a great job of keeping the muzzle report quiet. The Genus runs Daystate's tried and trusted 10-shot rotary magazine, and also comes supplied with a single-shot tray. The cocking and loading mechanism is driven by a rear bolt action, and the bolt handle has also been given a special touch for the Genus edition. Most importantly, it's a very reliable mechanism. The backward stroke indexes the magazine and cocks the action, and the forward stroke probes a pellet into the breech. Equally impressive is the adjustable 2-stage trigger. The blade has been given some gold bling, and it's got a lovely sweep and a nice wide face. Straight from the box, this one was set perfectly. First stage take-up is fairly long, and the second stage comes to a clear stop before it breaks extremely crisply. There's a manual switch-type safety catch at the rear of the cylinder, nicely positioned to operate with your thumb. It's safe when it's in the downward position, and you simply flick it up when you're ready to fire. It does make a bit of a click, but I wouldn't describe it as being overly loud. The Genus is equipped with a high-quality Huma regulator to boost shot capacity and consistency. The 2.2 caliber test gun is producing 11.4 foot-pounds, and shot-to-shot variation was just 4 feet per second over a 10-shot string, and that's with pellets taken straight from the tin. Regulator pressure is displayed on a gauge that's neatly sunken into the underside of the stock. Air filling is by means of a supplied quick fill probe that pushes into an inlet at the front of the cylinder that's protected by a neat rotating collar. Maximum fill pressure is 250 bar, and you can expect about 150 shots at sub 12 foot-pounds. Air reserves are displayed on a clear gauge at the front of the cylinder cap. It's just a bit of a shame that you have to put your head around the dangerous end to look at it. Add the Harper slingshot hammer system to the equation, and the Daystate Genus is very well appointed on the inside as well as the outside. Let's set up a target and see how it all comes together on the range. Well, I reckon it's safe to say that the Genus certainly shoots as good as it looks. It's a bit breezy today, it has dropped off a little bit now, but it still managed to churn out a very respectable 5-shot group at 30 metres. Now, I'm not sure how many people are going to want to bash around a lovely gun like this in the field, but it's certainly got the precision to tackle live quarry out to that range and beyond. So that's the Genus, a fine airgun built to celebrate 40 years of Daystate. It's bling to look at, but it's also a very impressive performer. The only real downside is that there aren't very many of them about, so if you want it in your collection, you're going to need to get your hands on one pretty quickly.
Look out for the new and improved Airgun Shooter magazine, packed full of technique, gear and insight from some of the best shooters in the industry. Brand new look and free video content. Pick up your copy today in stores or online.
That's all for this week, but we'll be back again in a fortnight. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you aren't already a member of the BASC, have a look at their website and check out the benefits you could be taking advantage of through Airgun membership.